to the Mayo Clinic. I'm heading in right now. We will see what happens at the appointment. Wish us luck. So this is the Mayo Center, all of this. And it goes on that way for a ways, and all of this. And it goes on that ways for a ways, and all of that. So yeah, there's a huge map. But we're a little lost right now trying to find the car, so Doug's ahead of me. And yeah, we will get to the car. Just had my doctor's appointment. I will give an update on that here in a minute when I get back to the hotel. But so far, this is crazy. Crazy big. Okay, I am back in the hotel room, and I just got done seeing the doctor. And I'm gonna slaughter his name. Where's his name? There we go. Lawrence Zerka. Very nice doctor. Spent actually quite a bit of time with me going over like different tests that I've already had, different diagnoses that I just, the colitis that I just got diagnosed with, collagenous colitis. Yeah, I always want to call it collagenous for whatever reason. But we've got a couple of different tests scheduled. Not too sure how some of these are gonna go. So I've got a 24-hour urine study that's happening, that I'm doing right now, and then a stool sample that I'm doing. I'm gonna turn that in, and then as of tomorrow, so for 5 days, I've got to eat 100 grams of fat for 5 days. And then poo in a bucket for 2 days. So I do the 100 grams of fat for 3 days, and then for day 4, poo in a bucket. Day 5, poo in a bucket, and then take that stuff to them, drop it off at the whatever, and I don't know, apparently it tells them what I'm malabsorbing, which is good, and it also looks at bile acid diarrhea, which is really good. So on the 5th, which is Wednesday, I have a gastric mucosa scan. On the 7th, I have an MRI enterography, so that's looking for Crohn's, inflammation, anything like that. On the 10th, I have a GI transit study that then goes on for the 11th and the 12th. Apparently it's like a 3-day deal. You check in for something. I don't know how it's going to go, so we'll see. We wanted to do an endoscopy to do biopsies to see if there's any inflammation or any signs of Crohn's. However, because it is a sedating, I just got off the phone with them because they'd scheduled it out for September, which we won't be returning for that. But if we can get it in sooner for the 2 weeks that we're here, we'll go ahead and get that in sooner. So for now, that is the schedule. So for today, just peeing in a jar and pooping in a bucket. Yeah. There is no shame in this disease at all whatsoever. So anyway, and then on the 5th is when the studies start. So luckily enough, we do have a gap. Like we've got tomorrow, 4th of July, we've got a gap, and then Thursday we have a gap. We've got the weekend, which is a gap, and then we go back on Monday. So it's a pretty full schedule, and I'm glad that they're running the studies that they are. These things I've never heard of, the transit study for that length of time, which looks at a bunch of different things, which is really probably only available to the Mayo Clinic as well as a few other places. And then, what else? The mucosa scan. I have no idea what that is or what they'd be looking for, but sure, we'll take it. And then the enterography, I've had one of those done a while ago, but the radiologist that was looking at it was not a GI specialist. And so that was more than a year ago that had happened. So this time around, it's going to be looked at the Mayo Clinic GI specialists. So we'll see if there's anything that shows or comes up on that scan. So anyway, that is my schedule. And actually here, I'll show you what, this is what they're, so the nuclear medicine mucosa scan, MRI enterography, nuclear medicine transit, And then it does this future events, and then it does them in these little boxes here. Blah, blah, blah. And then upper endoscopy. So that is so far what is happening. So did bloods today, and everything came back okay. For bloods, my ferrin, I'm not anemic, but I'm like on the very low end of the scale there, so I don't know how he's going to look at that. My B12 is also not low, but it's at like the lowest end of the spectrum. So interesting. Anyway, that is it for right now.